It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Cleveland Browns and the Washington Commanders. And it kicks off next on Madden NFL 25.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the outskirts of the nation's capital. It's Northwest Stadium in Landover, the home of the Commanders. And thanks for having us in. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson here as we get going with this one. Greg, you look at the matchup and one thing jumps out. And we see it more and more the last 5-6 years around the league. Rookie quarterbacks being given the keys and said, kid, let me see what you got.
Yeah, there's no waiting around anymore. It seems like more and more often, just like you said, we're seeing young rookie quarterbacks given the keys to the ship earlier and earlier. And a big reason for that is these coaches realize they don't have a long time to figure that quarterback position out. The longer it goes that you don't have the quarterback of the future, the more likely it is that the next guy that's drafted there, he's playing for a different coach.
Here's Matt Gay ready to get this one started. And off we go from Northwest Stadium. DeAndre Carter on the return. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. The Cleveland offense set to take the field for the first time. They'll be led out by a young man who's making a name for himself, their rookie quarterback.
There's a lot to like about this young quarterback, and of course we're going to have to wait and see. Can he take advantage of this opportunity in front of him, Mike? But he has not been shy. He says, I know I can play at this level. I know that I can lead an NFL franchise, and we're going to get a shot to see it here, and I'm excited to see what he can do.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. Right to the air from the 30 on the first play. That's complete. It's Cedric Tillman.
Certainly not the biggest play of the day, but a good example of picking up positive yardage, staying ahead of the chains by a well-timed ball and a well-timed route.
2nd and a yard. Here's a run with the rookie from Ohio State. And he'll get about 4 out of that one. That should be enough to move the chains. It is 1st down.
This offense, they're not interested in taking the deep shot here. 2nd and short, the way they're running the ball, pound the rock, reset the downs, and just keep the drive alive.
Right back to him on 1st down. Just pushing guys away as he takes this forward for a gain of 7.
This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You gotta have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
He'll drop to throw. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest, and that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
He's got his man, the tight end, David Njoku.
So the hope is when you call these underneath drag routes, you're trying to have your tight end come out the backside of the defense in space. So when you put the ball on him early, it leads to big yards after the catch. In this case, they don't get the real big play they were hoping for, but they'll definitely take it.
They'll turn and hand this one off. With good blocking leading the way, he's got the 1st down inside the 25. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. They'll stay on the ground. They'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
Coming off that edge, Mike, you have to quickly determine, is this a pass or is it a run? And once he realized it was a run, he's able to shed his blocker, make the play, no gain.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Back to the ground. He'll get it again. And he nearly got free. But as it is, gain of 6, and it sets up 3rd down. He'll look to throw. Open man, right side. He's got it. And the Browns are going to be set up with a 1st and goal as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 3.
Now, this is how you dream up the opening script. You get the ball first, and you want to go down and set the tone for the rest of the game. Well, it looks like the coaches did a great job when they built that script during the week. With that big-time throw, they got a shot now with 1st and goal to end this opening drive with a touchdown.
Great chance to make an early statement here on the road. It is 1st and goal. They'll try to run this one in. A 2nd effort, and he is in. Touchdown, Browns. A terrific way to start this one. Not only a touchdown, but a nice long march down the field. Makes it a long walk back to the bench for the defense.
Mike, that's about as good as you can imagine starting a game offensively. To be able to sustain that many plays and be able to cap it off with a touchdown, that is a dream start for this offense.
Dustin Hopkins now to add the extra point. He gets it to go, and the Browns will take a 7-0 lead. Here's Hopkins now after the touchdown. He'll boot this one away. They'll return this from the 11. Good return here. Brings it up to the 33-yard line. The Washington offense going to make their way to the field for the first time. They are led by the former Heisman Trophy winner out of LSU, Jayden Daniels.
And even though he's just a rookie, Mike, I think it's safe to say Jayden Daniels, he is one of the most dynamic athletes that we have in the entire NFL at the quarterback position. And on top of that, he's not a one-dimensional player. Yes, he's going to make splash plays with his feet, and he's going to make some highlight reel plays. But he is a quarterback. He can make every throw. He's got great arm talent. If he can continue to find the balance between those two aspects, he's got a chance not to have just success today, but he has a chance to have success for a long time in this league.
They'll work now on 2nd and 4. They'll go again with Robinson. He'll be close to a first down. A little short, that tackle made at the 42. They'll look to pick this up 3rd and a yard. They'll try to run for it with Robinson. 14 on the pickup. Good for a Commander's first down.
Each week coming into the game, every team in the league, Mike, places a huge emphasis on success on their opening drive. But the key to that is sustaining possession, converting on 3rd down. It's exactly what they were able to do here, keeping the ball on the ground.
Here's 1st and 10. Another run here for Robinson. And this time they are ready for him. Thrown for a loss, and it's second down.
Every team makes an emphasis on winning first down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, second and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
Daniels to throw on second down. Over the middle, he's got McLaurin. Third and 9. From the shotgun on third down, Daniels. Terry McLaurin, the intended target on that one. And that'll set up fourth down.
Timing and trust, critical elements of this quick passing game. If your target and the quarterback are not on the same page, it winds up being an incompletion and a wasted down.
And this is going to work out for him. Out of bounds, and they'll mark it inside the 10. The Browns offense going to take over now for the second time. They'll have a long field ahead of them as they start first and 10. They'll begin here on the ground. And he'll get about 5. They'll break the huddle. It's second and 5. Now they'll set up to throw. Looking middle there, but it's incomplete.
Just seems like another case of predetermining where the quarterback is going to go with the ball. He had a lot of good route options on that last concept. I think if he just remains a little bit more patient, read the play out, let it unfold, will lead to some easier and better completions.
On third down, they'll set up to throw. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The Commanders' offense ready to see what they can do on their second possession. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a first down. They'll start on the ground with Robinson. Look at him stay on his feet as he's able to shimmy his way for a gain of about 5. Throwing on second down, Daniels. That's caught downfield. McLaurin brings it in. And they'll move this ball way down into the red zone, inside the 20-yard line.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone, and this is where you have to finish drives.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Working out of the gun, it's Daniels. And the Commanders are going to have a first and goal coming up as the tackle's made here at the 3-yard line.
This has been a really good drive so far, but what I really like, Mike, is they're down here in the red zone, and they continue to attack. Now, not quite a touchdown, but with first and goal, this defense certainly has their back against the ropes.
The tight end, Ertz, in motion. They'll run with Robinson. And he's going to go backwards, taken down at the 6. So we'll get a second and goal when we return. 7-0 is our score. And EA Sports NFL Sunday returns after this. Here's another shot from the 6 at second and goal. From the shotgun, it's Daniels. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing third down.
He's got to find a way to hold on to that one. I mean, you're right on the doorstep of the end zone. And listen, I understand that hit is coming. But guess what? That hit's coming whether you catch it or not. And you get paid to make the difficult catches. And I would classify that one as tough, but you got to make that catch.
The pressure, too much, and he goes down.
Defense came out in a soft zone, and I think it caught the quarterback a little off guard. He was trying to attack them downfield. By the time he was able to get through his progression to his check down, he ran out of time, and that's all the pass rush needed to get into the backfield and bring him down.
Matt Gay coming on for this field goal try. This a 31-yard attempt. Gay's kick is good. And the Commanders are on the board. It's 7-3. So the mistake there, the roughing call on the field goal, they'll take the 3 points off the board, keep possession of the ball, and have it first down. He's got it at the 3. And he's going to be down close to the goal line. Good job defensively to make sure he did not get to the end zone.
We hear the term RPO so often, Mike, and it continues to kind of trickle its way into the NFL. But remember, it's a lot different in the NFL than it is in the college game where it's a lot more prevalent. The lineman cannot go downfield.
He slams it in there, and he is in. Brian Robinson. Touchdown, Washington.
But you think back to their first possession of this game, Mike, it resulted in a punt. Not exactly the fast start the coaches told us was so important as this game unfolds. They get the ball back for possession 2. Now they try to find some rhythm, find their identity of the game plan, and they come away with 6. So that's how you bounce back in this league. It's not always going to be perfect. Really nice job settling into this game here with their second possession.
Matt Gay on for the extra point. It's up and good. And the Commanders will level things out at 7 apiece. We're all tied, 7 apiece, and the kick's away. On the return, it's Jerome Ford. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. The Browns offense back onto the field for their next possession. We'll try to break out of this deadlock. We are all even at 7 as they start this drive, 1st and 10. Right away, they'll set up to throw. It's caught. That's Deontay Johnson. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
These curl routes, he's been running these routes since he was a young kid in Pop Warner football, and I like to call it pulling the string. You've got the defender thinking you're going downfield, and you stick that foot in the ground, work back to the quarterback, friendly to the ball, and really nice job picking up the first down.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Blown back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage at best. Might have even lost a yard there.
How often do we see linebackers be so fast trying to track down the ball carrier that they end up actually overrunning the play and allowing the running back to cut back? But not this guy. Does a great job staying in phase, stretching this ball out sideways, and he brings him down for a loss.
And he'll push his way ahead for a gain of 2. The veteran Bobby Wagner in there on the stop. It is 3rd and 10. Back to throw. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Really nice job with the protection up front. Just nobody could get open downfield, so it's a combination of your offensive weapons have to do a better job taking advantage of that time to work and separate. But also, how impressive is that by that defense to be able to cover for that amount of time?
This one angles out of bounds, and the mark comes inside the 15-yard line. The Commanders' offense and running back Brian Robinson on the field for their next drive. This will begin at their own 13-yard line, so work to do starting with this 1st and 10. The drive will begin here with a run by Robinson. And drawing some oohs and ahs from the crowd, sidestepping his way. Nifty gain of 9 there. A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. They'll motion over Samuel. He's going to be out of bounds, but he's got the first down. A pickup of 8.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver, and then see what...
Oh, they're on him in a flash, and he's lost the football. One of his teammates there to take it back in.
Sometimes these games in the NFL, Mike, they get decided by simply how the ball bounces. I mean, how often do we see a quarterback in the pocket get strip sack, and that ball ends up going the other direction? Fortunately for them, they can regroup, get back in the huddle, and live another day. Ball falls into the hands of his own guy, and they'll see if they can dodge this bullet.
And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on 3rd down.
Just take what the defense is giving you. When you can stay ahead of the chains and just take these easy pitch and catch throws underneath, hitch routes, quick game, now it puts you in a lot more favorable down and distances to eventually attack this defense a little bit more downfield.
On the zone read, here's Daniels.
Great work there defensively, Mike. You could tell they were onto that one from the start. They're able to hold him to a short gain on the keeper and force the 4th down.
Here's Tress Way now, and he'll be looking for something better after that poor first punt. And he'll get a few yards on this return up past the 15-yard line. Now it's the Browns' turn as they get set to take over again on offense. They'll work in a tie game here in the 2nd quarter and get started with 1st and 10. Drive will start on the ground. Second and 7. They'll stick with him again. And he's able to sidestep his way forward and pick up 4. Third down, 3 to go. They'll look to throw. Rush comes, they're setting up the screen. And he looks to be a bit short of the line. And that is going to bring up 4th down. Here's Corey Bojorquez now as he is on to punt for Cleveland. 2 minutes to play. First half, all tied at 7. We'll be back just outside the nation's capital after this. Here's the punter now, as he'll come on to punt this one away. And good coverage by the punt team. They stop him before he can get any return cranked up. Here comes the Washington offense now. They get set to take over. They'll begin with 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, it's Daniels. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
Well, let's give some credit to the big boys up front in the trenches. They knew that blitz was coming. They held up just long enough that the quarterback could get that ball out safely and results in a completion.
They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. Daniels now going to look to throw. Hit as he threw it, and the pass is incomplete.
So as halftime looms, Mike, they have to find a way to capitalize on this drive right here and make sure they end the half with some sort of points. Now, that incompletion, not ideal, but at the very least it stops the clock. Catch your breath, get back in the huddle, and this next play, it's got to be a gotta-have-it best play call.
Has his man, it's Samuel. And he is out of bounds on the other side of midfield. A gain there of 23 yards. Good for a Commander's 1st down.
And this is why most teams, Mike, decide to take the ball first after the halftime break, because they want to be able to control this middle 4. At the end of the first half, you can use your timeout. You can use some strategy to steal an extra possession. If they're able now to go down and come away with points, they'll have a chance to double it up again right after the halftime break.
He's going to be taken down at about the 30.
That last completion's going to go a long way towards at least finishing this 2-minute drive, Mike, with some points. You're already in field goal range, so now the idea is continue to work the clock down, take a couple shots at the end zone. You want to get points, ideally a touchdown, but either way, you have the ball last before the end of the second quarter.
The Commanders will signal for the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining here in half number 1. Throwing again, Daniels. And he'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
They go 5 receivers for 3rd down and 4. Keep it in the air. Here's Daniels. That's out to Brown, right side, complete.
Now they're entering the area of the field, especially with the amount of yards they've gained on this possession, Mike, where it feels like a touchdown is critical. For the defense, settling for a field goal here, especially with the ball where it is, feels like a win.
Daniels gonna throw again. That's to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
You can see the look on that quarterback's face. He took a big, deep breath. He knows he might have gotten away with one. He's trying to give his receiver a chance in the end zone to go get it, and the defender got there first, and fortunately for him, he didn't come away with the interception.
To the air again is Daniels. Now a quick throw taken in by Brown. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short. They have converted twice on 3rd down on this drive, and they need a yard here with 3rd and 1. That's hauled in at the 2. And he's in. Deebo Samuel. Touchdown, Commanders. Now Gay for the extra point. He's got it. And the Commanders will move out to a 14-7 lead. They didn't leave much time on the clock to put together a drive here at the end of the first half. And the kickoff's coming their way. Carter on the return. And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. The Browns offense going to get it one last time here late in the opening half. They trail now 14-7 as they'll come up for 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. A throw, right side, taken by Njoku. The Browns going to use the first of their timeouts here. Clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. He'll drop to throw. He'll go right back to Njoku. He's got it again. And that's going to be a first down. A pickup of 9. He'll look to throw. Looking deep here for Tillman. The ball deflected at least a couple of times, but it'll fall to the ground. It's incomplete.
Well, not exactly breaking news here, Mike. They got speed on the perimeter that just not a lot of teams in the NFL have. So even though that ball falls incomplete, I think they have to continue to do it. Continue to pressure this defense and make them defend the entire field. Because as they're worried about him running by them, there is a lot of space open underneath.
That's going to wind up incomplete. Not much time remaining. Time for one more snap here in this first half.
For the most part, he's been very accurate with the ball. I mean, he's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, hasn't really translated on the scoreboard just yet.
He's going to look for the home run ball. That's going to be incomplete. They took a shot on the final play. Prayer not answered. And that is how this first half will come to an end.
Okay, Mike, thank you. More from you and Greg in a moment. But for now, welcome one and all to our EA Sports Halftime Report. It was a solid first half of football for the Alabama man, Brian Robinson. He had a touchdown run that helped get his guys this halftime lead.
Coach, thanks. This one's still anyone's game. We'll see who can come out with the hot hand in this second half. About to get started. Third quarter set to commence. And we're back underway here on EA Sports. Austin Eckler now to return. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. The Commanders' offense looking to get back to work as we begin this third quarter. They lead by a touchdown as this drive begins with 1st and 10. It's a give up the middle to Robinson. Fighting off defenders here. He'll churn forward and pick up 3. They face 2nd down and 7. On play action, Daniels. Firing right side, brought in by Brown. And they'll have it across midfield, down at the opposing 46-yard line.
I'd like to see them do a better job here the rest of the game, Mike, just disguising the coverage from the pre-snap look to the post-snap look. And what I mean is, when you have a quarterback at this level, and what they see before the ball's in their hands is the exact same thing they see once they do get the ball, everything is just so much easier for them to process. Change the look, change the coverages, move your safeties. Make the quarterback have to process with the ball in his hand. You see so many teams wait till 3rd down to execute their screen game, but I like in this case the play caller changes things up. He uses the screen game on 1st down, which will have an effect on this pass rush going forward. How aggressive do they want to get after the quarterback? Because they got that screenplay still in the back of their head.
On the give, it's Robinson. Good running there. He's got the first down inside the 30.
It's possible they could have tried to be a little bit more aggressive on second down, knowing they had 3rd and inches in their back pocket. But I don't think anyone's going to complain. Pick up the first down, extend the drive, see if you can go score.
So they come to the line for first down and 10. Now he'll run. Now they are in business inside the 15-yard line.
You know, Mike, I like everything about this play except the very end. You've already picked up good yardage. You've already picked up the first down. Now get down on the ground and protect yourself. There's no reason to take those shots.
They'll motion over Samuel. On first down, Daniels. He finds the veteran Ertz. And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker.
As a route runner, once you identify zone coverage like they were playing here, the key is find open space and stay in it. He did a nice job here because that was not a big hole. The quarterback had to put a little extra on that one, and they were able to make the completion.
On second down, it's a run with Robinson. And he will power his way into the end zone. Brian Robinson, touchdown Washington. That is second touchdown of the afternoon.
You can just see the comfort, Mike, that this offense continues to play with. The early momentum in the first half has carried here after the break, and you can see this group just slowly starting to pull away.
And I'm thinking, Greg, about the guys on the other side. You're waiting at halftime, that other offense waiting to get back on the field. What happens? They come right out, extend the lead, and now the task gets a lot tougher for this second half. So, after the touchdown, here's Gabe to kick this one away. Carter on the return. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. The Browns offense ready for their first possession of this second half. They trail by 2 touchdowns, so the time is now. Got to get that rally going. It starts with first and 10. They'll run. He'll try the left side now. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
At this point in the game, Mike, we just haven't seen a lot of fire out of this offense. Here's another run. Simple handoff. No gain.
They'll try again here. Second and 10. Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up third down. Now they'll set up to throw. And they will continue to go backwards. He's taken down for a sack.
Sometimes you just have to know when the play is over and live to play another down. He has pressure coming right at him, and instead of just throwing the ball away, he tries to escape, he tries to get creative, and he ends up losing a lot more yards than he should have.
The Browns getting their punting team out there as he's standing right around his own goal line. But he cannot get away. Great job down there to hold him to a short return. The Commanders' offense and their running back set to go once more. The lead is a couple of touchdowns as this drive kicks off 1st and 10. On the option, here's Robinson. And a good run there. Going to get him 5 yards. Throwing on 2nd down. Daniel. That's McLaurin open on the left side. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
And another great throw. And I'll tell you what, Mike, so far today, this certainly does not look like a rookie quarterback. I mean, he is in complete control of this offense.
1st and 10. They'll run with Robinson. And he'll get 4 on this one. Down inside the 40-yard line now. Here's a 2nd and 6. Working out of the gun, it's Daniels. He's got his tight end. There's Ertz. And it'll be a short pickup. That's not enough for the 1st down.
And this is where the versatility of the tight end position really starts coming into play. Not only do they have to line up with their hand on the ground, but they can occasionally split out in the slot. And man, they're too fast for linebackers, and a lot of times they're too big for defensive backs.
And he didn't need much, but I don't think he got there. It's going to depend on the spot. Looks like he is short on that one.
What makes great linebackers stand out from the pack is their instincts and their vision. In this case, the linebacker has his keys, brings him right where the ball is going, and he's able to make a play at the point of attack and keep this to a no gain.
Matt Gay coming on for this field goal try. This one from 52 yards away. Gay's kick is good. And the Commanders have run out to a 24-7 lead.
And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
After the field goal, back out is Gay to kick this one off. Here comes Ford on the return. And he will only be able to muster the 20-yard line on that return. The visitors' offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. The deficit is 17, so they got to start cutting into it soon. See if it starts here. 1st and 10. He's hit behind the line, and the ball is out. The Commanders come up with it. And he is going to bring this one back. It is a fumble recovery for a defensive touchdown. And a terrific play for the defense to come up with the score that, Greg, extends their lead and really hurts the offense's momentum.
Mike, it's hard enough in this league when you find yourself trailing in the second half to be able to battle yourself back and try to end up winning this game. But when you have turnovers like that, that not only then extend the lead, it just makes that even a taller task.
And remember now, all turnovers must be reviewed by replay. So this one is going to need a little closer look. At issue was the knee or any other body part except the hand down before the ball comes loose, and are the visuals convincing enough to overturn the call on the field? So that one overturned. They say the runner was down, and that will not be a fumble. 2nd and 11. Njoku, the tight end, is the one in motion. Up the middle they go. Room to run at the 35. And he is out of bounds on the other side of midfield. It is a big play for the Browns. 36 yards.
This is a combination of footwork and vision, his ability to kind of weave through traffic and understand where the holes were. It's a really nice job working through some bodies and picking up a big gain.
He'll go right and find his running back, and they'll take this down inside the 35.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it, because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start.
And no place to go, no place to hide. He's taken down behind the line.
Where a defender makes his tackles tells you a lot about his abilities. And for an interior defensive lineman, Mike, to make plays on the outside of the formation just speaks to his speed, his effort, his ability to run down the line. And we saw it here, and he takes the back down for a loss.
He'll get this complete to Jerry Jeudy. And he's going to be brought down here on what will turn out to be the final play of the third quarter. Good drive to this point. Now can you convert on 3rd and 3? Open man, right side. He's got it. That's the second time they connect on this drive. This one good for 13 yards.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
And he will score again. Touchdown, Cleveland. 2 touchdowns for him now on the afternoon. Well, Greg, the light's still on way down at the end of the tunnel here. They are climbing back into this one with that touchdown here in the 4th quarter.
And they have a tall task ahead of them, Mike, but they have a chance. I mean, we've seen stranger things happen. They got a 2-possession game here late. They're going to need a couple stops, and they're going to need a couple things to bounce their way.
Extra point up and good from Hopkins. And the Browns back within 10. It's now 24-14. Here's Hopkins now after the touchdown. He'll boot this one away. This returnable from the 4. Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. And that's where the offense will take over. The home team's offense ready to get back to work. Their lead is 10. They go back to work, trying to add to it. It begins with first down. Man in motion is Brown. Now Robinson. And that'll be a pickup of... On second down, it's Daniels. This one into the hands of Brown. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
An interesting decision there by the play caller to put this ball in the air. Mike, you're up by 2 scores. Traditional wisdom says, hey, we're up by 2 scores late in the fourth quarter. We've got to keep this clock moving. You don't want to risk an incompletion. Now, they convert. They're able to secure the catch and pick up a fresh set of downs. That's going to enable them to continue to burn more clock. And without a stop, their opponent's not going to get the ball back.
Second and a yard. Daniels going to keep this himself. And he'll work his way for about 4 yards. And that's good enough for a first down.
Sometimes, Mike, the best plan is also the simplest plan. And for this team, just snap the ball to your quarterback, let him find some daylight, and go get that first down himself.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. On the handoff, it's Robinson. The hole closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3. Here's a designed run. Oh, and the rookie puts it on the deck. It's a fumble. One of his teammates is there to pick it up.
Now, obviously, there's never a good time to fumble the ball. It's probably the thing that teams stress the most is ball security. But it makes it a little bit easier knowing that your own team was able to fall on top of it, and at least you can maintain possession.
Third and short, and it's Daniels. He's got a man. It's McLaurin. A gain there of 11. First down, Washington.
That might end up being the backbreaker right now. This defense desperately needed to get off the field and give their offense a chance to cut into this 2-score lead. But instead, they now got to defend a fresh set of downs. And as you look up at this clock, they might be running out of time.
On first and 10, here's Daniels. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. They'll come up on a second down and 8. Throwing now, Daniels. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing third down.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front.
Look wide, get this one complete. And he'll gain some yardage here, but that is not nearly enough for the first down. So it's going to bring up fourth down.
Similar to a tight end, the slot receiver is often considered the safety blanket. He makes all the difficult catches, tends to be a little bit more around the line of scrimmage, and so far today, he's certainly lived up to that reputation.
He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Commanders add on to their lead.
So it's not exactly what you're looking for when you set out on a drive, but at the same time, you don't want to come away empty-handed either. So in this case, they'll take those 3 points.
After the field goal, back out is Gay to kick this one off. Carter on the return. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. The visitors' offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. And he has put in a full game's work and then some. Just an incredible performance on the ground to this point in the fourth quarter. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Back to throw here to begin the drive. They'll look to set up the screen here. And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard.
Just a little slow developing on that screenplay there. It was pretty obvious to the entire defense exactly what was going on. Nobody was thinking pass. Nobody was getting back into their drops, and just nowhere for that back to go.
They'll look to throw. And he'll let it go deep for Johnson. Marshawn Lattimore all over that. Gets a hand in there to knock it away.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just...
That's over the middle and intercepted. That's the veteran linebacker, Bobby Wagner.
I think you chalk this one up, Mike, to just a rookie mistake. And anytime you have a young signal caller behind center, you're going to have to deal with some of these ups and downs. Every once in a while, they're just not going to see the coverage. They're going to get baited into making a bad throw. That's kind of par for the course. The key is how fast can these rookie quarterbacks turn the page, move on, and not make the same mistake again.
The home team's offense ready to get back at it. They'll have a short field in front of them as they try to extend this lead out further. They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. A gift, and here comes Robinson. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
These edge rushers, they are judged by their sack totals, Mike. They love to rush the passer. But they have responsibilities in the run game as well. Great job here, keeping it to no gain.
The tight end Ertz in motion. So 2 minutes left to play in the second half. We'll come back and finish this one off. After this, they'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. They'll go again with Robinson. Only a couple on that one. It'll set up 3rd down. So right out of the 2-minute break, we get a timeout used by the defense with 1:56 to go. You've got to consider this an absolute must-stop defensively. It's 3rd down. That's out to Brown, right side, complete. And a good short tackle right there. It stops him a good distance short of the marker. It sets up 4th down. Matt Gay coming on for this field goal try. This one from 52 yards away. 3 for 3 in the game, as this one is also good. And the Commanders will add to their lead here in the fourth quarter.
So anytime an offense comes off the field after settling for 3, you always have to take the good with the bad. In order to get down there in field goal range, you had to do something positive to move the ball. But at the same time, how are we going to be able to finish these drives and convert for 6 the next time we get down there?
After the field goal, back out is Gay to kick this one off. Here comes Ford on the return. Now an opening past the 30. The visitors' offense ready to take over once again. They need to start making some inroads here. Down 2 scores as they begin this drive with first down. They'll drop to throw. This throw left side taken in by Johnson. And he's going to get this one out to the 43-yard line.
Anytime you're facing a zone defense, you're working from your first progression all the way through. But when guys are open in this level, Mike, they don't stay open very long. So what they taught us as receivers, if you're open, stay open. And if you're not open, you better get open quick because that ball is coming out.
That one pinballs around, but it is incomplete. Deontay Johnson, the intended target there. It's second down.
You know, there's a fine line between trusting your arm and having a little bit too much faith in your arm, right? I think this was one of those situations here, Mike, where there was nowhere to go with the ball. He tries to fit that one in there anyway, and he's lucky that it just falls incomplete.
And that ball in and out of his hands. It is incomplete. Might tell you after the game he should have come up with that one. He doesn't, and now third down comes up.
Oftentimes, it's the wide open ones that are the hardest to catch. It seems like the ball is in the air forever. You start overthinking it. You start really making more of it than what you should, and you let it slip away.
That's caught. It's the tight end, Njoku. It's a gain of 12 there. First down, Cleveland.
Third downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on third downs, that is a recipe for success.
And he'll be hauled down at about the 35-yard line.
It's been tough sledding for this offense all day today, Mike, but especially here in the second half. So they are just in desperate need of a spark, just something to get their offense into a little bit of a rhythm if they want to have any chance to find themselves back into this game here late.
This is 1st and 10. Back to the air one more time. A throw, right side, taken by Njoku. And this is going to be a touchdown. Hold everything. They are not done yet.
We're seeing this so much all across the NFL, Mike, is the value placed on a receiver being able to turn into a runner after they're able to secure the catch. And sometimes it's easier said than done. But if you want to survive in this league as a wide receiver, you have to be able to make plays like this after the catch. And great job there by the quarterback being accurate, and great job by the receiver running after he makes the catch.
Back to throw. That is caught. They're going to get the 2 points. Don't go away just yet. They are back to within a score. So they got half of what they need. The deficit is 8, but now the critical onside kick attempt.
That was their last shot. They've got no timeouts left. Now the offense can just simply come take the field. Best play in football, Mike. Victory formation, take a couple knees, get on with the win.
The home team's offense and Jaden Daniels ready to take over once more. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been successful. He just processes things so quickly, making the right read, seemingly every time. Set to go now on 1st and 10. Victory formation here as he's down to a knee. So it's a win here for the Commanders. This was a game where both offenses were up and down the field, marching the ball at will, matching each other point for point. But in the end, they got a few more defensive stops than their opponents did, and that was the difference in this one. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. The Commanders are winners, as we say so long from just outside our nation's capital.